Whether you're interested in upgrading your existing equipment or designing a custom-built planter, the team at AgriVision Solutions is ready to help you plant excellence. We offer products that improve planting, liquid application, and harvest operations, and we are your local precision planting dealer.
So my name is Shyloh Stafford-Jones. I am the Research and Development Agronomist here at AgriVision Solutions. I have a Bachelor's of Science degree in Agronomy from Northwest Missouri State University. I'm a certified crop advisor and a precision ag specialist from the American Society of Agronomy.
Just tell us a little bit about your background, Shyloh.
So I went to school up at Northwest in Maryville. Like I said, I got my degree in agronomy and a minor in precision ag. After college, I moved to Iowa, where I worked at a co-op in Southwest Iowa for about 9 months. After that, I moved to Nebraska, just outside of Lincoln, where I worked for the third largest co-op in the state, mostly running a lot of logistics with handling all of this corn seed orders for the co-op, a little bit of agronomy stuff here and there, a lot of operational type of work, filling anhydrous, stuff like that. And then from there, I moved out to Maui, Hawaii, where I worked for the last sugarcane farm in the state, Hawaiian Commercial and Sugar Company. It was about a 50,000 acre farm. I ran the weed control department there until we ceased sugar operations in 2016. After that, I ran diversified ag operations, which mainly focused on trying to identify what else we could potentially grow across 40,000 acres of very variable soil conditions, types, weather. So one of the main focuses were row crops. So I started a pretty big row crop operation, corn, soybeans, silage crops like sorghum, corn silage. Even we had a little bit of sunflower trials going on, all on drip irrigation. On top of that, we kind of looked at a little bit of everything. We had some pastures going on. We had some other energy crop trials with tree crops and native crops, tropical crops, basically anything. The biggest one being the row crops. After that, well, they ended up selling the plantation, and then after that, I started my own company. We kind of parted ways because of different political views and I guess you could say farming views, farm perspective views or expectations. So I started my own company doing consulting, agronomic consulting for all the small farms mainly on the island and the rest of the state. There's a lot of small farms across Maui. A lot of vegetable guys, a lot of orchards. So I was doing a lot of like grid soil sampling type of work, the same kind of stuff AgriVision does. A lot smaller scale, of course. Large farm in Hawaii is like 60 acres. So really scaled down, started doing some custom application stuff, a little bit of everything. Kind of in Hawaii, you kind of got to be diverse and do everything.
Right.
Kind of a one-stop shop. That ran for about 4 years until, every year it's harder and harder for farmers everywhere, especially in a place like Hawaii with the cost of living, cost of inputs. So that eventually kind of dried up. I did some precision work for some of the seed companies, kind of expanded to the other islands, trying to keep business going. Fortunately, I had to get a real job eventually at Ocean Vodka, which was another sugarcane operation, so it kind of came full circle. And they grow sugarcane for organic vodka. Spent my last, 11 months on Maui there. And then the opportunity came up here to run a research and development program. So it was a good time to get out of Maui and a good opportunity, so I took it.
So growing up, what got you into agriculture as a kid?
I grew up on a tobacco farm just north of Kansas City. Kind of the only thing I've ever known. My dad always said to go to college and get a real job, and I went to college and learned how to farm, I guess. So that was, once I got to school, then I learned a lot more about larger ag production and more precision ag kind of technology and a lot of the science behind it, which is a lot more interesting than doing tobacco. So that's kind of hooked me into staying in the ag industry.
Right. So, what drives your passion for agriculture? Because you're obviously very passionate about what you do.
I love being outside. I love agriculture. I grew up on the farm. It's fun. It's dangerous. It's dirty, but it's the best job in the world. So
What do you enjoy most about working at AgriVision Solutions?
probably I guess the culture. It's pretty. We're kind of encouraged and free to make your own path. So that's kind of nice. I had my own business and kind of like to go my own way anyway. So it kind of fits for me really well. Everybody's on top of that. Everybody really knows their stuff. So it's really nice to work with real professionals again.
What is one thing you could tell any customer? What is your best piece of advice?
Probably to try something new out on their farm or even on a field. Everything's variable, even here, and you never know what is going to work or isn't going to work until you try it out. You know, be creative. Is always.
So, with your role here being the R&D agronomist, why do you think research and development is so crucial to the future of agriculture?
I think a lot of research is done by either universities or I guess the entities that create products. So they, in my opinion, some of them tend, not all of them, but some of them tend to be skewed towards creating certain advantages or to make, a product look good or something. For me, I want to try to do it a little more evenly and larger scale. So most farmers don't grow or operate on small, tightly controlled environments. They have to farm the variables. So we can set up stuff on a larger scale to be able to monitor it in a controlled setting, but across the whole field, and it gives a more accurate look into what potentially could happen across the whole farm. So, yeah.
So, since some people may not know, what is a CCA and what does being a CCA mean to you?
CCA is a certified crop advisor. It's a certification through the American Society of Agronomy. For me, it was important to get when I was in Hawaii. I was starting a business to crop advise. It'd been a long time out of school, just kind of a little refresher to know that you know what you're doing. We have continuing education units we have to get every 2 years, so kind of stay up on the latest research, technology, information, whatever you want to call it. So that's kind of, yeah, there's like different regions of CCAs. Mine's technically a Western region, so it's a little more unique compared to like the Midwest. I worked with almost every crop you can think of, row crops, vegetable crops, orchard crops, so I have a pretty diverse knowledge, I guess, and background of agronomics in different situations and different functions. So